Yo, 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 yo. It's your boy, infamous Swatton, on the second rant of the day about video games. And I only rant about games, and it ain't so much of a rant. Um, Dcuo, aka DC Universe Online. Um, I can talk the shit I talk. I done put in the time and money. Been playing that damn thing since 2011. I think it's 11 or 12, one of the two. Up until now. Man, has the game changed? But I think it's due to the community. The community is fucked up. DC's community is very fucked up. You know, elitist and I get the whole elitist joint. You know, because when you put in the time and you try to learn the game and you want perfection, and I get it. But when the times change and the community change, then some of that changes. It wasn't like when you first got in the FOS and it took hours and it was skills. It was skill based. It had like 60 skill points then or some shit. It was real low. It'd be 2-3 hours just to wait, or if you got in at all. And I mean the community is just cheap right now. Every raid has been glitched for the most part that I know. Every raid since FOS2, I can tell you each glitch. So to say most people say, oh, we got skills and it's skill based. Eh, a lot of times it's been glitched. So that's my argument when they get to talking skills and this and this and that. Well, if it was so skillful, then you wouldn't have been glitching docs, or the other damn raid. Docs was the epitome. Docs was hard as hell. And so was the Brainiac joint. That was hard as hell. Like, you had raids that were hard as hell. Gates. Then they glitched that till the gate was open. So it wasn't so much about skill. It was about being cheesy, which has always been in DC. So the thing that I believe that really took some skill was DPS and the clipping. Clipping when you first came back in 2011 or 12, and you had to learn how to clip to be the epitome of. That took skills. Then they took it because people ruined it and complained about it so much where they took it and fucking got rid of clipping. Here comes weapon mastery. CR. You know where I'm going with this. It went straight from that, from skill points, clipping, knowing how to play the game, to pretty much tank and spank. That's all weapon mastery was, and it gave everybody a chance. And then you had people that had 150 skill points losing to people that had only 50 skill points, 60 skill points, literally whooping ass. Some of that is skill, but some of that is also, having an OP power. Most people equate themselves as, I got skill, but you playing with an OP power. Sometimes them powers lie, and skill points will lie too. Because I've seen people with hella skill points lose to somebody with an OP power with no skill points, but they do have some skill. Then I've seen skill players play with less of an OP power, but has hella skill points versus somebody who don't have skill points, but has skill and playing with the OP power. So, and I've always told people that, if you think you that damn good, well, get in there with a bunch of skilled players that'll play with the OP powers. I guarantee you 9 times out of 10, the person with the skill points, the skill, and the OP power, they're winning. I've seen it. I could name some of the people on this game who OP power search. So I mean, I've been around a long, long time. I'm legendary anarchy, aka primal anarchy. For those that they're like, oh, you the one. Yeah, I'm the one. I talk cash shit because I can. I've trolled since I've played the game. I've carried many of DPS. You know, so now it's a cash grab in the game. You're paying to play, but that's due to the community. Um, You know, they bitched about everything, and then everything got nerfed. Well, that's on us, DC. You know, everything got nerfed to shit. And, you know, here we go, starting from, you know, scratch. Now they just got back to skill points, and, you know, it's cool. You know, they fucked up on the troller. You know, the trolls, they need to go back to what trolls originally did. Two trolls. You know, now they got this, you know, 5 or 4 DPS, but my thing with that is why not have two trolls? Because that last DPS is getting carried. That's a fact. You might as well have another troll in that place of the DPS that's being carried. But nobody addresses that. See, for me, if I'm DPSing in any group, I'm not a DPS. Not what I do. I control. That's what I do. So I don't mind being carried because I played my part for years. I got 2 trollers, and that's what I do. So yeah, if you don't mind carrying the 5th DPS, you gonna carry me. I don't mind. I had to put in my work. That's what I'm saying. So most people don't know that, or they don't pay attention to the scoreboard. If you're looking at from the top DPS to the 5th DPS, it's like a 7-8 million damage gap. Usually from the top DPS to the 2nd DPS, it's 2 or 3 million in the gap. The 3rd DPS is usually 4 or 5 million in the gap. It's very rare that you get all the DPS doing the same exact damage. That's rare. I count on my hands in years since I've been playing this game that I've seen that. That's how rare that is. So, to those that do like to talk shit, this is old school. If you was losing by 1 million back in the day, you would consider the shitty DPS. Facts. You guys are losing by 2 and 3 and 4 mil. I don't give a damn when I lose, because that's not what I do. And like I said, I don't mind being carried. Carry me. There's people running around here, they've been DPSing since day one. And shit, they still getting their ass whooped. That's a fact. So I'm only addressing, you know, I'm addressing that because it's overly saturated with DPS. Who can't DPS? DPS has always been a problem since I've entered the game. Somebody's always being carried. If you a support role, you've carried. And especially as a troller, because there's nothing worse than having a shitty DPS hogging up a lot of power. And then you wonder why ain't nobody got no power. Then you go look at the scoreboard, he losing by millions, but he got all this power consumed. That's a fact. So we need to start there. Let's start working on these DPS. Or bring back clipping. You know, bring clipping back. That'll settle a lot of shit. And that's just real. You know, it is a cash grab, but I feel like at this point in the game, people don't want to grind for skill points. Fuck it, pay for it. They ain't doing nothing but helping me because I don't mind grinding. I'll grind for my skill points. That's what I did. And I can pay? Well, shit, give me the double entendre. Okay? Give it to me, please. You know, you got people that get mad, you know, some of the veterans, oh, it's a cat. Hey, you know, that's what the people wanted. They didn't want to work for it. Fine, fuck it, pay for it. And it is what it is. So at the end of the day, that's the way I look at it. Ain't no need of bitching about it. Unless the community ball up and, you know, be like, fuck it, we not doing this. Make them at daybreak, you know, notice us, you know, because the community has took a big dip. It's hard as hell to get a raid going right now in DC, you know. And then, you know, you get the elitists. Some of these leagues that's been around for a while, I ain't gonna call no names, but they've been around for a while, and it gets tough, you know, it gets tough. And then you ever notice when new content comes, you know, it's like, oh, it's a cash grab because it's every 3 months. It didn't used to be every 3 months. You used to get something every 6 months almost. You know, it would be a while. And then, you know, you left without nothing to do. Now it's every 3 months. So if you take some time off, you used to be able to take some time off a year, maybe even 2 back in the day, and maybe miss 2 DLCs, maybe. Shit. You take a year off now, you behind 3 or 4 DLCs, no doubt. And ain't nobody playing them. That's the killer. So now you kind of forced to catch up. But to me, I think we've ruined the community. We've ruined PvP. People bitch so much about PvP, about powers and being balanced to where they nerfed everything. Can't get mad at that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just can't get mad. If you're going to bitch about it, we're going to nerf everybody ass. Every power. If it's OP, we just... That's what they doing. So, I mean, if y'all really want to see some real shit, argue to bring back clipping. Force them to put in 2 trolls. I know when I create my groups, for a while there, if it wasn't a second troll, I wasn't running. Because that makes sense to have 2 trolls, then carry a 5th DPS. But no, nobody talk about that. See, I'm here to talk about that. Nobody want to talk about that. We just, it brings more power. No, it don't. More damage and da-da-da-da. No, it don't. I'm still carrying as a controller, and I'm speaking for all my controllers out there. Get this shit right. Daybreak, bring back clipping. Make DPS earn it. Get us trolls right. Let us regenerate our own power. Let us do it old school where we had to go back and forth. 1 POT, 1 recharge, and debuff. Not just press 1 button and it throw fucking POT. That ain't no art. You had to pay attention. You had to know that shit was up there. You running around, you picking up folks. It was an art to know how to fucking troll. It was an art. It was DPS and used to be an art when clipping was involved. Weapon mastery has pampered a lot of people. And the community is really spoiled. I can go on. And then another thing I want to touch on is, people wasn't around when plans were 800 million, when Soda Cola Remix was going for 700 to 800 million. But that's when they had the glitch going on, the money glitch. Exobit shit, you can get 20 mil for 1 stack. At 116, you break it down, 99, you put them in there for 10, boom, 10, 20 mil. So people that's complaining right now about these prices, this ain't shit. When I was coming along, collections was 100 mil. And then the base items, those shits used to go for a grip. And these people running around here complaining? I'm like, shit, y'all hadn't seen nothing. So, to the people that's controlling the market, you got people bitching and complaining. Look, it doesn't make sense for the mat to drop to shit, but for you to pay a grip for the collections. That don't make no sense. If anything, you gonna pay a grip for these collections, you damn for sure gonna play a grip for the fucking mat. It don't make no sense. I've seen it where the collections cost more than the damn mat. Well, you grind it so you can get the damn mat. So if you're gonna have people pay out the ass for a collection, then if the collection is here, the motherfucking mat should be up there in price. People talking about getting ripped off. My thing is this when it comes to money in DC. People get it confused, real money with video game money. I'm sorry. If you selling a $10 PSN, it should be 20 mil, 25 mil, not 10 million. Not for real. Because video game money don't pay no bills. I'm sorry. It don't pay your car note. It don't take you on a date. That's a fact. I've never understood how people equate video game money with in-game money. It take real money to go get them PSN cards. Yeah, you got in-game money, but your ass is broke. You couldn't go get a real life $10 PSN. Quit bullshitting, people. Up the ante on these prices. Shit. But nevertheless, just fuel my rants. I shall return, give you more. But that, as of right now, that's all off the top of the brain with DC. Bring back clipping. Let the trolls do what they do. Get us back to 2 trolling. Get rid of the 5th DPS because it ain't no need. Because if you ever really pay attention to the scoreboard, look at the last DPS and tell me how much he's being carried by. That's a fact. Deuces.